Good morning, friends, and I come to you today to say I'm just so excited. I just got in my hard copy of In the Midst of the Battle, and I'm so excited. And I wanted to share a portion of it with you, but I also wanted to say that, I haven't spent one penny on producing this book. I only pay for my author copies, and the place that done it, it's just been such a blessing. And I am not doing it to make money. If there's any money made, it'll go back into the ministry, but there's a small price to buy the book or to buy the ebook, so the place that produced it, they get their part. I get a small portion, but they get their part. Otherwise, I would just do it for free. But, it's to give God glory for what He has done in our lives and what He's done in many other people's lives. And this book, In the Midst of the Battle, is about a time in Mexico where most of the year we lived in Reynosa. And it just tells of God's goodness and His protection. And I just want to share with the world what God has done, and He is just so wonderful. And so right now, I would like to read you the beginning part. It's a poem that I wrote, and it's in the beginning of the book, and it's called The Battle. We had no idea what would happen that day, or how much we would need to know how to pray. At our house, we began with a Christmas class, and the people and kids came fast. Around 60 we had this first time. Many happy faces all around you would find. When we were through, we were hungry too. We'll eat when we get to Progreso, that's what we'll do. First, we take Epsiba to the church to her mother's care, and 4 or 5 women making tamales was there. As we were going out the door, we soon found out our burden they bore. All of them with heads bowed began to pray that God would protect us, that we would be okay. We were amazed that they cared so much, that they wanted God to go with us and give us His special touch. On to Progreso we did go, not knowing what God didn't know. We parked across the road from where we normally eat, but not a one of us went and took a seat. We all passed right on by and didn't stop. The sister with us decided she wanted to shop. I was inviting kids to come to the class in the park the next day. As we were moving along the way, we came to our Bible study ladies' table and began to talk, when my husband saw some guys running and went for a walk. It wasn't long before the gunshots through the air began to ring, and I didn't have time to think a thing. They pushed me into a pharmacy so quick, and the sounds of the gunshots and imagined images made me sick. I didn't know where everyone was, so I began to pray that everyone would be okay. After a few minutes, the shooting paused, and we went to look, and out came my daughter from next door, and still I shook. The shooting began again, and all to the next door went in. My husband still was not there, and we wondered how he would fare. All of a sudden, I remembered the women in Reynosa who had prayed, and my nerves were stayed. A great peace from God filled my heart, and all my shaking did part. I began to sing and glory to God bring. My husband then came in and said the fighting was right where we would have been if we had stopped to eat and visit a while. But we would have had a great trial. But God is faithful to guide and saved our hide. There were 2 guys killed this day, but thank God we weren't in the way. They caught some other bad guys in a red truck, and wouldn't you know it, they lived 2 doors down from us in Reynosa. What luck! A few months before this, we were given a note. It said, I saw a beautiful white gift box with a big red bow on top of it, all around your family, and it is God's protection. This we did not remember for a few days, but what can I say? God is marvelous in all His ways. In the midst of the battle, we can have peace, and from God a sweet release. Little did we know, this was just the beginning. I pray that this blesses you and that God touches your heart. And if you would like to have a hard copy of the book, it is available on Amazon, or you can follow the link in my Facebook post for an ebook copy. And just have a great day.